We remember wonderful pastimes. The actual proprietor of the deity, Sri Radha Binod, is there in Jaipur. If you ever go to Jaipur, please visit Radha Binodi Lal. And the place in the Sri Vrindavan Dham is known as Khadir Ban. In Braj Bhasha, the village name is called Khaira. So out of the 12 forests, there is Upavana, known as Khadir Ban. Devotees go in yatra to visit this place. That is the place where Radha Binodi Lal appeared by Lokanath Goswami. So, one time Lokanath Goswami was serving Radha Binod very lovingly. He didn't have any temple that time. He didn't have his own kutir only. He was having a hanging bag on his neck, just like we hang our chanting bead bag. So in that, he would keep Binod. In the beginning, it was only Binod, or Govind, or Madan Mohan. And by the mercy of Janava Devi, Radharani appeared with every deities. Otherwise, it was only a single Krishna when they appeared. So the deity he would keep inside, and then whatever he would do Madhukari, offer it. Eventually, he made a kutir, bhajan kutir, where he had a small, simple altar kind of thing. There he would keep Binod, and in Madhukari, whatever he would get, he would cook it himself personally and offer it to the Lord. In Sanskrit it is called swapaki, one who cooks his own food, offered to the Lord and takes Mahaprasad. That's called swapaki, not kitchen paki. He was swapaki. He would cook his own prasad. He didn't have any servant or assistant, but after some period of time, who came to serve him? Narottam Das Thakur. After so much of reluctance, he accepted. But before that, there was one Brajvasi boy. He would help him in some way, like collecting flowers or collecting alms, some vegetables for Lokanath Goswami to offer Radha Binod. Otherwise, he would not give his service to anyone. He would not allow any assistant or servant for himself. So humble, utter humble. He is so humble that hardly you will find his name in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, because it was his condition. Kaviraj Goswami, when he approached Lokanath Goswami, please tell some pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because I want to write a masterpiece on life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya. So Lokanath Goswami, in one condition, he said that don't mention my name. Just imagine how humility, what kind of humility he had. Only in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela you will find the main trunk, Lord Chaitanya, and then branches and the shakhas and twigs and leaves. When Kaviraj Goswami was explaining, there only once it is mentioned, this one of the shakha of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is Lokanath Goswami. So he would dress the deity inside the altar. At the same time, that time there was no gas chula, only lakdi chula. So he would make some rice and vegetables, put it on the stove, and then he would go to the altar dress the deities in his kutir only. So one time he was dressing the deity, Radha Binod, and it went on and so long time that he didn't realize that he had to prepare bhoga. And the assistant, only he would get the alms like rice or vegetables, whatever he would get, that much service he would have. Because Lokanath Goswami would not allow to even cut the vegetables and put the rice in the stove. He would cook himself. And the servant saw that now the time is off. Time is over. It's 9 o'clock. Getting late. We have to offer to the Lord. And our Babaji Maharaj is inside the altar. Inside he is dressing the deity. But he didn't want to disturb him. So Lokanath Goswami was dressing the deity. After dressing, he would gaze at Binod from top to bottom and from bottom to top. He would gaze. And so lovingly he would gaze that time, that day, that he forgot to cook bhoga for the Lord. And Binod also, after dressing, after he was dressed, he was also gazing at his devotee who dressed him. Both are looking at each other, the Lord and the devotee. Some glimpse of this attraction what devotee can realize, one who dressed the deity. He can only understand. If some pujari is here, sitting here, if he dressed the deity, and that day he would see minimum 10 times to the deity. He will see, definitely. How the pagadi is like. Oh, pagadi ko aisa banna chahiye tha nahi? Oh Krishna, I did it in this way. Only theoretically you can understand, but practically a pujari can realize when he dressed the deity, either Jagannath, Baldev, Gaur Nitai or Radha Krishna, the other devotees will see or not, but he will see 10 times in the day. How the turban is that, and then the kamar patta, and then the bansuri is on the waist, and another flute is there, and like that he would see, and he would imagine that next time how I will do better. So the pujari seva is complete absorption seva, very much absorption. So therefore we have deity services in our temple setup. So second initiative devotee, they do it. Either at least they do some arati. When the devotee gets second initiation, at least in the beginning, they have this new super enthusiasm to go inside the altar. I don't know for how long. Oh, I'll also go inside the altar, I'll offer the bhoga, offer the plants, at least touch the deity. It's very purifying. One who go inside the altar, it's all the more different world only. It's very pure mode of goodness inside the altar. Sattvagun. So Lokanath Goswami was dressing the deity and Binod was looking at Lokanath Goswami and looking towards Binod like that. In the meantime, the bhoga offering time is over and he has not yet prepared bhoga. The servant was in very much anxiety and he didn't want to disturb Lokanath Goswami. So he was waiting and waiting. In the meantime, he saw Lokanath Goswami was in the kitchen at last. And he was preparing the bhoga, vegetables, cutting the vegetables, rice, put it in the mud pot and then cooking. Then the servant was a bit pacifying. He was satisfied that okay, at last Lokanath Goswami came and offering cooking the bhoga. And he was cooking. In the meantime, the servant heard some sound inside the altar. And he went And he gazed, he peeped actually from a distance. He saw Lokanath Goswami was inside the altar. He's really surprised. He pasina chhut gaya unka. The servant started sweating. Who is the original one? Actual one is who is? He saw Lokanath Goswami is dressing the deity and gazing at Vinod, and then he went outside, he saw the kitchen, Lokanath Goswami was cooking. Because it was the time of offering. For some period of time he was coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and coming. Minimum 10 times he didn't realize who is actual Lokanath Goswami. And then he thought that let me create some noise. So he clapped his hand like that. So Lokanath Goswami, who was inside the altar, he came back to his external senses. And then he looked at him and then realized that, oh, it's time for preparing the bhoga and offer the bhoga. When the Lokanath Goswami from the altar, he ran to the kitchen, the bhoga was prepared. Rivol. Who made it? Who made it? Sri Radha Vinod ki. Don't think the deities are just the stone or the deity. Lokanath Goswami was surprised by seeing wonderful bhoga preparation with such fragrance. Why not? Sriyapati, Lakshmipati has made. Who made? Sakshat Lakshmipati has made. When Lakshmipati cooks, actually, how can Lakshmi, Sriji, wait? Actually, Sriji made only for her husband. Lokanath Goswami was really surprised and he asked to the servant, he said, who made it? Did you make? I told you not to make. I'll make myself. It's my vow. I'll do my service own. I'll not give any service to others. It's my commitment. He said, Guru Maharaj, I never made. You only made. He said, what nonsense you are saying? I was inside the altar. Just now you called me and came out. How can I make? How can I expend myself? I'm not Narayana. He said, no, I swear, I'm telling true. That you only came, you are making actually. I saw in my eyes. True. So Lokanath Goswami was really surprised. And when he took the offering, the bhogas to offer it, it was so wonderfully fragrant, as if it's not of this world, it's of the Vaikuntha. He realized, actually the bhoga offering time was over. And Vinod did not want to disturb Lokanath Goswami. After dressing the way he was gazing at him, without even blinking the eyes, he himself went to the kitchen and he made it his own offering. Sri Radha Vinod ki.